tina. Nei rā tere aroha e tuku ki rungi a koutou. Kua whai te mātauranga, kua whakamaua kia tina tōpai tata e. Piki mai, kake mai, ki runga i tēnei tō koutou rā whakahirahira e. Nau mai, piki mai, koutou e.
Karanga mai rā, karanga mai rā, karanga mai rā, ki tēnei ope whakaeke nei, ki runga i a koutou, i ngā mana o ngai tuahuriri, ngā kakano, kua pua wae ngā hua, kua tipu e te hite mana, karanga mai rā, karanga mai rā, karanga mai rā.
Tēnei te reo aroha, tēnei te reo mihi, kia koutou e. Kua tae mai nei ki te whakanui, i te mahi o koutou tamariki mō kopuna e. Nau mai piki mai rā koutou e, e te mārei kura e. Nei rā te reo o ngai tuahuriri, e tuku atu te mihi ki a koe. E noho.
E te marie, e te ti, e te tā, tēnā rā koutou katoa. Nau mai, haere mai ki tēnei whare wānanga i raro i te korowai atu whai o nai tuaherere. Ki te hau kāinga, kei te mihi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. E nai kaikaranga Liz Korua ko D. Tēnā korua. Kua mana tēnei hui whakapūmau e korua. E nā mana, e nā reo, e nā kārangatanga maha o nā tai e whā. Koutou, kua tai mai ki te whakanui, nā mokopuna, nā tamariki, nau mai, tauti mai rā. E nā rangatira o te whare wānanga, poto, korua ko Cheryl, ko nā rangatira katoa. He mihi hoki ki a koutou kua tai mai ki te tautoku ki tēnei hui whakapūmau. Ka huri anai nei ki nā akonga. Kei te whakahihi mātou i a koutou. He nui ngā mahi ki a tai ki tēnei taumata o Mataranga. He nui hoki te Māori. Koia kei a koutou. Ko te tūmanako kua rite koutou e nai nei ki te whai mahi e pai ana ki a koutou. Nō reira, raurangatira mā, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. So kia ora everybody, I stand here on behalf of Ngāi Tuaherere and the Office of Treaty Partnership for UC to welcome you all from near and far to this wonderful occasion to celebrate our graduands today. I want to acknowledge everybody here who's part of this ceremony. I particularly want to pay tribute to our two kaikaranga for opening the pathway for us for this ceremony. Also to all our rangatira on the stage today who have been part of our students' journey. But finally, I want to really focus on our students. This is your day. I said it's taken a lot of work to get you to this point. It's also taken you a lot of money potentially, or your parents. So I want to acknowledge that, but just saying you are awesome. So well done, enjoy the day, and all the best for your career into the future. Kia ora.
Manu, tiria, manu, tiria, manu, werahia ki te poho, te raka kato,
e ngā mana i ngā reo e rauranga te rama, tēnei te mihi mahana ki a koutou katoa. Please be seated. Ko Poto Williams ahau. Ko au te tumu kaunaheri te whare wānanga o Waitaha. I welcome you to the University of Canterbury and invite all present to stand, remove trenchers, and join in the singing of the Māori and English versions of the first verse of the National Anthem, which are in the back of your program and displayed on the screens behind me. Please be seated. Vice-Chancellor, University Council members, academic staff, whānau, friends. Today we are all here to celebrate you, our graduates. This moment is the result of years of dedication, resilience and hard work. You've earned this. I would also like to take a moment to recognise those who have supported you along the way, your lecturers, tutors, whānau and friends. Thank you for the role that you have played in this journey. Graduation is a proud tradition and one we are honoured to uphold. At the same time, UC is a place of constant innovation and evolution, ensuring our education remains world-class in a rapidly changing world. With 1 in 2 of our graduates choosing to stay in Canterbury, your minds are building tomorrow's innovations, impact and creativity. We are excited for the contribution you will make to society. At UC, our academics, students and graduates are helping drive progress, whether through sustainable urban development, disaster resilience, cutting-edge technology or successful startups. Wherever life takes you, know that you are always part of the University of Canterbury alumni whānau. We are proud of you and we can't wait to see what you do next. Mō tātou ā mō ka uri a muri aki nei, for us and for our children after us. In the name of Te Whare Wānanga o Waitaha, University of Canterbury, I, Poto Williams, tumu tuarua kaunahera, Pro-Chancellor, now convene a ceremony of the University of Canterbury to celebrate our graduates on the completion of their certificates, diplomas and degrees. I call upon our tumu tuarua rangahau, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research, Professor Lucy Johnston, and tumu tuarua akaranga, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic Professor Catherine Moran to introduce those who will present the graduates. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā tātou katoa.
I call upon Executive Dean of Law, Professor Petra Butler, to read the citation for the recipient of the Honorary Doctorate of Law.
Honorary doctorates are awarded to alumni or other members of the community with whom the university has a substantial association, recognizing those who have made outstanding contributions to their field of endeavor, to the well-being and betterment of society, or to cultural development and understanding within the wider national and international community. Sir Graham Pankhurst graduated with an LLB honours from the University of Canterbury in 1968 before being admitted to the bar. He began his legal career at Western Ward Lascelles in 1969 and joined Raymond Donnelly in 1972, where he became Crown Solicitor for Christchurch and the West Coast in 1985. In 1992, Sir Graham became a barrister sole, and in 1994 he was appointed Queen's Counsel. As a barrister, he appeared before the Court of Appeal in the Peter Ellis case and in other high-profile cases, including the Vortex 4 trial and the Winebox Commission of Inquiry. In 1996, he was appointed as a judge of the High Court, where he later presided over the 2009 retrial of David Bain. He also served as chairperson and one of 3 commissioners of the 2010 Royal Commission into the Pike River mine disaster. Following his retirement in 2014, he was made a 9th Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit for services to the judiciary. I now invite Sir Graham to come forward.
I now invite the Associate Dean of Postgraduate Research, Associate Professor Sid Becker, to call upon the doctoral graduates.
Doctoral degrees are the highest academic qualification awarded by the University of Canterbury. They are a mark of intellectual ability, critical thinking, and independence. In your graduation program, there is a short description of the research conducted by each of the doctoral graduates. As each graduate walks across the stage, the title of their doctoral thesis will appear on the screen, and members of their supervisory team here on the stage will stand to acknowledge the student's achievement. Pro-Chancellor, I have the honor to present these graduates for recognition by you as Pro-Chancellor and the University Council. Doctor of Philosophy, Chun Wang Clement Chok, in Accounting and Information Systems. Holly Alexandra Faulkner, in Law. Mona Soltani, in Marketing. Jessica Lorraine Templeton, in Management. Panga Tri Vichaksono in taxation.
I invite the Executive Dean of Business, Professor Paul Ballantyne, to call upon the graduates of the Business School.
Pro-Chancellor, I have the honour to present these graduates for recognition by you as Pro-Chancellor and the University Council. Master of Commerce with Distinction, Sarah Elizabeth Bates. Brianna Elizabeth Donald. Jacob Andrew Grieg. Thomas Aaron Lockies. Emily Johanna Schlois. Matthew Philip Shivas. Lily May Van Coolen. Master of Commerce, Claire Dane Diorev. Master of Applied Finance and Economics with Distinction and Bachelor of Engineering with First Class Honours, William Ramsey Georgeson. Master of Applied Finance and Economics with Distinction and Bachelor of Commerce, Braden Allen Carter. James Thomas Tracy Olson. Master of Applied Finance and Economics with Distinction, Thomas Elliott Coulter. Hamish Jones. Chung Leo. Alexander Simon Reed. Liam Michael Rondell. Samuel George Turner. Master of Applied Finance and Economics with Merit and Bachelor of Commerce, Ralph William McLeod. Master of Applied Finance and Economics with Merit, Fergus Edwin Lloyd. Master of Applied Finance and Economics, Diana Ashley Stoddart. Nur Azlina Safura Binti Talha. Master of Business with Distinction, Matthew Turhan Arrett. McKenna Courtney Jones. Hadass Korb. Joshua Clive Mellett. Master of Business with Merit, Anna Abdurakhmanova. Constance Rose Fitzgerald. Kawaljit Kaur. Chien Zhou. Master of Business, Sathwik Sundarmurthy. Juanwei Young. Master of Business Administration with Distinction, Nicole Borthman. Megan Jane Blakely. Sarah Jane Casely. Laura May Foley. Archit Jingen. Scott Malachi Johnston. Nina Kazantseva. Kieran Luke Kennedy. Tamsin Zenith Osason. James Owen. Reshmi Ramita Pal. Jenna Surfontaine. Vinay. Chian Wong. Timothy Arnold Williamson. Paul Anthony Winans. Master of Business Administration, Jorge Luis Kusanovich Rosas. Anul Nisha. Fazwin Nisha. Puneet Saini. Rachel Joy Toms Elder. Master of Business Information Systems with distinction, Camilo Alberto Perico Quintero. Master of Business Information Systems with merit, Bao E. Doel Paraja Batashara. Modi Yodom Chan. Meng Huan Zhang. Yu Mang Zhang. Qin Zhao. Master of Business Information Systems, Zhonglo Li. Master of Professional Accounting with distinction, Pin John Chan. Lili Li. Daniela Michelle Thomas. Master of Professional Accounting with merit, Lin Lin Lei. Master of Professional Accounting, Yi Xin Hong. Bachelor of Commerce with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Hayden John Joyce. Postgraduate Diploma in Business with distinction, Ella Grace Beth McLaughlin. Postgraduate Diploma in Business with merit, Julia Nasby. Postgraduate Diploma in Business Administration with distinction, Sabine Sinclair. Postgraduate Diploma in Business Administration, Gian Fred Joubert. Postgraduate Diploma in Business Information Systems with merit, Xia Yin He. Talima Stephanie Leon Reynoso. Conjoint Bachelor of Commerce and Science, Ella Veronica Burton Wood. George Bernard Glover. Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Science, Hashita Makur. Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Arts, Amelia Susan Johnston. Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Communication, Lucy Great Kamek Elliott. Bachelor of Commerce and Certificate in Science, Thomas Samuel Loza. Alora Rose Manctolo. Bachelor of Commerce, Nurul Afifa Binti Abdul Tarim. Connor Robert Abernathy. Ashley Grace Alabaster. Nicholas Dennis John Tony Allen. Renz Oliver Mandadero Alves. Marius Benzo Sakdalan and Shetta. Brandon Thomas Anderson. Anise Safika Binti Anwar. Mitchell Todd Armstrong. Muhammad Daniel bin Arwen. Lucy Sarah Atkinson. Ao Yong Ka Sen. Tisha Naomi Ruth Amby Bacarisis. Ralph Waldo Hernandez Baldemoro. Alice Patricia Mary Ball. Ella May Barrett. Eleanor Rose Barton. Emma Jean Barton. Brooke Sophia Bayliss. Guy Mackenzie Bailey. Rianne Beauchamp Hughes. Samuel Arthur Bedford. Petra Cape Bennett. Ryan James Bennett. Juliana Inda Burns. Lily Nolene Bilborough. Ida Nabila Binti Ahmed Shaki. Anis Safira Binti Zaidi. Matthew Scott Bishop. Olivia Rose Blanchard. Bella Abigail Rosa Benetti. Elliot Jack Booth. Cosmas Bougos. Ruby Anna Boyce. Michaela Margaret Brander. Dean Robert Brown. Isabel Margaret Jane Bruce. Kate Victoria Bryant. Alex Olivia Gwen Buckle. Anya Maria Mihaela Burrell. Charlotte Rose Burton. Maria Patricia Isabel Popinho Kalela. Emily Jane Campbell. Surrey Carr. Chelsea Paris Carmichael. Jack Eric Carrick. Sophie Alice Carter. George Martin Chaplow. Neem Elizabeth Chapman. Ainur Alina Binti Shea Mustafa. Charles Nicholas Chubb. Luke Arthur Shooter. Noah Benjamin Clarkson. Reuben Oliver Clarkson. Nathan Ryan Cohen. Kirsten Page Corbett. Seamus William Costello. Catherine Anne-Marie Courtney. Amelia Allison Crawford. William Ben Krofsky. Benjamin Peter Cullimore. Apinda Dadra. Callum Eric Daly. Natasha Ann Davidson. William James Davidson. Cheyenne Yvette de Leon. Luke William Desmond. Flora Diana Mary Devonshire. Jacob David Dixon. Barnaby Guy Donaldson. Lauren Isabel Dooley. Abigail Kate Dowling. Alex David Downs. Joe Duncan. Rachel Brianna Dunn. Harrison David Earl. Francis Jean Ebbett Watt. Jezreel Nicole Caceres Elicano. Richard Hastings Engel. Robert Leonardo Eno. Jayla Antia Santiago Enrique. Salvi Luca Esposito. Ella Jessica Ewing. Oliver Peter James Fairburn. Shukri Bashir Farah. Mania Claire Feather. Joseph Patrick Dunlop Fell. Tofa Bradley Peter Wainikolo Manson Fafita. Oliver Edward Richmond Fisher. Sophie Rose Fleming. William Plummer Fox. Zivana Rose Freeman. Alexandra Mary French. Madison Olivia Fuller. Jezreel Renee Elefante Galimba. Shay Taylor Gallagher. Katie Marie Alice Garrett. Tio Yaniko Yorgis. Paris Rosa Gibbons. James Alfred Gibbs. Joel Mackenzie Giddings. Charlotte Louise Purdue-Gilray, Riley Jackson Goad, Rion John Gould, Riley Ann Greaves, Connor Clark David Green, Harry James Greenwood, Manawa Ann Greenwood, Sarah Margaret Gunstone, Jacoba Grace Gurney, Riley Jane Hammond, Fraser Scott Harding, Scott Andrew Hardesty, William Tige Harrington Sim, Louis James Harvey, Brittany Jean Tureramai Homu, Madison Lee Terawanaki Hibbs, Rio Higashida, Caitlin Joan Shirley Hill, Thomas Samuel Hobson, Clara Samantha Holmes, Reuben Michael Holmes, Samuel Ian Horsfield, Alexandra Nicole Howden, Bao Fan Hu, Deng Hui Hu, Xiao Wei Rachel Huang, Harry George Hughes, Keegan Matthew Hugo, Holly Rebecca Hunn, Noriko Anna Hutton, Sophie Annabelle Innes, Brianna Rachel Ireland, Flynn Lindsay Isaacs, Shafika Binti Isak, Rosa Catherine Izzard, James Subasa Jackson, Georgia St Clair Jefferis, Alexander William Jenkins, Xuan Jean, Amy Isabella Johnson, Megan Lucia Jorgensen, Paul Alfred Kaiser, Thomas Charles John Kay, Logan Daniel Keenan, Jack Finn Kennedy, Lucas James Carey, Anna Keeley Kirsten, Camilla Atira Binti Kairul Anwar, Claudia Rose Knight, Matthew James Knowles, Mitchell James Lewis Cohen, Jialu Kwong, Alec Manahi Kusabs, Kit Henry Cardane Lamb, Joshua Frederick Andreas Larson, Ty Lawson, Michelle Jaya E. Lee, Robert Levi Leverington, Brooke Ellen Leyland, Jong Yu Lee, Georgina Elizabeth Lightfoot, Yuan Leo, Harlan Corey Tumanako Lowe, Susanna Elizabeth Lowe, Juliette Ray Chin Ma, Lucas Robert MacDonald, Maxwell Tia Fletcher MacDonald, Samantha Nicole Mackill, Luke Oliver McLeod, Blake Michael Madsen, Daniel Joseph Magee, Ananiah Mandel, Abdul Rahman Man bin Abdul Rahim Man, Zainab Mann, Ashley Sarah Elizabeth Manning, Libby Moana Manning, Daniel Nicholas Marsh, Harrison Mills Marsh. Rosa Grace Marshall. Georgia Rose Matheson. Kyron Tawaki Jodeci Maxwell. Jin McBurty. Robin Dylan McGregor. Thomas Michael Coates McGuinness. Lewis Allen McIntyre. Ella Brooke McKay. Taylor Kate McLaren. Connor Shane McLaughlin. Ella Marie Taylor Mead. Gemma Catherine Meenan. Jason Brian Mercer. Robert Charles Meredith. Isabella Nicole Mihalska. Boston James Mitchell. Nico Utat Mitchell. Taylor Mary Rose Mitchell. Zafira Edlina Binti Mod Nasri. Sophie Lee Malloy. Logan James Moore. Samuel Healy Moore. Tyler David Tristan Morgan. Jack Connor Morris. Lara Brooke Morrison. Samuel Thomas Moss. Finnegan Jack Murphy. Aya Nakayama. Georgia Marie Negus. George Peter Newton. Louis Michael Newton. No Ein Nguyen. Flynn Nolan. Rachel Ellen O'Brien. Charlotte Anna Ormond. Levi Andrew Oster. Ijun O. Emma Kate Peckman. Pratayush Pandey. Sanch. Luna Pascal Del Pobel Zaka. Jainesh Mahesh Patel. Jack Harry Patient. Emily Rose Patterson. Ellie Daniel Pierce. Olivia Monique Pierce. Mali Karachika Ranuga Lakmitha Pereira. Josh Thomas Peters. Jake Michael Phillips. Joshua James Pickles. Jade Amelia Pico. Prathomporn Primprapaiporn. Charles James Plimmer. Anna Marie Plom. Sophie Louise Power. Sonia Ann Isma Price. Madison Jade Powell. Jessie Chen. Matthew Garnett Quinney. Ira Bernadette Datuan Kirimit.
Greetings, assembled guests. It is my pleasure to introduce the musical item for today's celebration. The piece is called Sailor. It is composed by Jakob Inka of the Vision Quartet. This fiddle-style piece utilises the string quartet instruments beautifully. The lively tone is perfect for celebrating our graduates' achievements today. Please welcome the UC School of Music Quartet, which consists of staff, students and graduates of the university.
Bachelor of Commerce, William John Radley. Leishan Radin. Isabella Emanuela Regadodge. Frankie Hazel Reid. Holly Kate Rennick. Finn McRae Reynolds. Maeve Iona Ring. Jade Lorraine Rivers. Thomas Matthew Robbins. Bradley Jack Robbins. Quinn Cade Robbins. Samuel George Roachford. Jaden Ian Rosnowski. George Brian Rosevear. Samantha Kate Ross Murphy. Hamish William Rowe. Iris Chapman Royds. Benjamin Russell. Georgia Allen Russell. Sarah Ann Rutledge. Jack Thomas Ryan. Hugo Charles Rycroft. Janima Pasiting Saldain. Kelsey Lee Margaret Diana Simmons Gray. Jennifer Louise Sampson. Hamish Malcolm Saunders. Hayden James Savage. Jake Thomas Scott. Aribam Akshat Sharma. Shelton Rose Claire Shaw. Matthew Shea. Timothy John Shepherd. Anmol Shrestha. Ruby Helen Sinclair. Tanurag Singh. David Falefitu Siumu. Abby Rose Elizabeth Smith. Connor Thomas Smith. Hannah Kate Smith. Harrison Thomas Aitchison Smith. Thomas Connor Summerfield Smith. Angelica Vidal Soriano. Nicholas Turner Spencer. George Perry Gilpin Squire. Jessie Ann Staples. Riley Thomas Scott Steele. Thomas Alexander John Stevens. Jack James Stevenson. Thomas Ross Stevenson. Nicole Louise Stewart. Sam Kerwin Stewart. Muhammad Sufi bin Sulaiman. Matteo Luigi Talili. Sokpana Tan. Charlize Elizabeth Tordoff. Kimberly Tran. Tito Lam Tran. Aria Tintisia Transom. Harry Ben Trumper. Ben Reed Vandenbrink. Alexander Rosalind Van Vuda. Jeffin Josmon Vagis. Anna Vincent. Brodie William Walker. Gwyneth Francis Walker. Connor Mitchell Walton. Shi Wong. Yusheng Wong. Mark Terry Adam Ward. Thomas Henry Wiley Waters. Ava Wern. Max Collar Asher Weinstein. Olivia Ann Whiteman. Michael Kevin Whiteside. Ashley Jane Elizabeth Whitaker. Edward Wijaya. Charlotte Sophia Wiltshire. Hamish Neil Williams. Nicholas John Henry Williams. Stella May Wilson. Sophie Ellen Withall. Lily Grace Woodbridge. Miller K. Woolman Smith. Amy Grace Wilmore. Callum James Worthy. Sydney Sophia Wiley. Jiang Yen Sher. Yang Adam Yang. Beatrice Ho Yin Sum. Daniel James Young. Hannah Beverly Young. Nurul Hanan binti Yusuf. Felicia Hazrini binti Zaimi. Ray Zhang. Xin Zhong. Da Hongzhu. Diploma in Commerce, Eden Carter. Dana Casey Simpson. Certificate in Commerce, Joshua William Peter Stephen.
I invite the Executive Dean of Law, Professor Petra Butler, to call upon the graduates in her faculty.
Pro-Chancellor, I have the honor to present these graduates for recognition by you as Pro-Chancellor and the University Council. Master of Laws with Second Class Honours Division 1, Bree Estelle Lily Lawson Stanley. Bachelor of Laws with first class honors in Bachelor of Arts, Josh Charles Foster Piercy. Caleb Andrew Jameson Ward. Bachelor of Laws with first class honors, Grace Sophia Esleby. Taryn Lisa Breen. Paige Olympia Krause. Isella Eve Gordon. Luke Joshua Peace. Samantha Victoria Price. Anna Mary Smith. Jessica N. Nightingale Weiss. Bachelor of Laws with second class honors Division 1, Cecilia Jane Crooks. Sarah Jane Jemmett. Cindy Gia Kwang. Laura Madison Patient. Tessa Jeanette Siren. Bachelor of Laws, Bachelor and Bachelor of Arts, Zainab Asini Hassini. Caleb Samuel Banks. Grace Beatrice Barlett. Holly Jane Britton. Jordan Alexandra Craig. Xavier Aidan Craig. Madeline Christine Davidson. Madison Aurora Ingram. Alistair Eric Konoe Keeper Holmes. Alexandra Pierre Lal. Zoe Grace Marshall Means. Laura Grace Merrichurch. Megan Teresa O'Connell Masters. Alexis Ormond William Migonoff. Lucia Monet Rapley. Isabella McCain Robertson. Holly Jane Sewer. Ellie Lee Thompson. Madison Corinne Thornton. Emma Neve Irene Trelevian. Caroline Eugenia Welts. Bachelor of Laws and Certificate in Arts, Rachel Emma Bertinger. Bachelor of Laws and Bachelor of Criminal Justice, Sophie N. Caramel Berry. Sophie Olivia Lise Broom. Grace Shannon Freiter. Natalie Kate. Connor David McKenzie. Sophie Jane Murray. Louise Theodora Vlasnin. Bachelor of Laws and Certificate in Criminal Justice, Madeline McKenzie. Bradley Dew, Melanie Johanna Pala. Bachelor of Laws and Bachelor of Commerce, Muni Devyani Anand. Kate Victoria Copeland. Oliver Keys Dancy Rasmussen. Prudence Jane Flanagan. Olivia Fred. Michael Peter Logan Green. William James Greenslade. Jordan Molly Hasselberg. Charlotte Monica Valentine Holland. Matthew Andrew Jameson. Wendy John. Jessie Yvonne McKenzie. Olivia Rosie Murphy. David Lewis Duggan-Sorup. Bachelor of Laws and Bachelor of Science, Olivia Sophia Pasco-Pedersen. Bachelor of Laws, Sena Abusimit Abdukala. Kira May Gallagher, Arnold. Caitlin Jean Baker Wanhalla. Jane Esperanza Marie Balen. Andrew Stephen Boitzenberg. Tinir Jesse Ellen Bone. Brian George Hutchinson Brown. Bill Burke. Natalie May Burke. Maeve Kathleen Burns. Eva Esther Kalje van der Klei. Harry Q. Cameron. Lily Grace Campbell. Zoe Grace Klepcott. Emma Caitlin Clark. Beatrice Luna Kuya, Holly Mary Davis, Nina Dreyer, Mackenzie Antoinette Falco, Nadine Garour, Renee Aya Gilfrida, Jacinda Ruth Craig, Jeffrey Go, Matthew Kieran Halford. Right. All right, okay. Bradley Hannah Hannah, Samuel James Henderson, Daisy Elizabeth Hill, Jesse Jonathan Holmes van Gunst, Lulu Hung, Emma Jane Humphreys, Ilayu Julia Jerome Ilayu, Josh Callum Jensen Emerson, Connor Even Jones, Nicholas Adam Kennemer, Nai Hei Kim, Rihanna Laolali, Jo Jin Lee, Aaron James Leota, Timothy James Rekina Lamkiano, Meg Audrey Longley, Harriet Jane Lord, Ashley Marie McDonald Baker, Amanda Frances Marker, Lily Elizabeth Mordlock Maris, Corbin Hillary Matheson, Lauren Summer McCall, Cara Evelyn N. McKay, Jake Robert Miller, Alexandra Grace Menzi Nielsen, Tiffany E. Tignon, Isaiah Anarion, Kaylee Nalano O'Toole, Kelsey Olivia Rose Parsons, Paris Cash Pope, Devlin Kevin Pratt, Luke Tyler Rogers, Brooke Elizabeth Ryland, Caroline Nada Salama Abdul Salama, Oliver James Sanderson, Alexander George John Short, Matthew Ryan Sinclair, Emily Kate Spears, Harry Richard Spicer, Sai Oyiva Sukuma, Jo Chi Tan, Hannah N. Thew Page, John Kim Thomas, Kira Maeve Tobin, Paris Nicole Todd, Bruce John Sharon Wakantong, Ruby Terita Faye Wallace, Kathy May White, Olivia Sarah Wilkie, Oliver Luke Williams, Zoe Minna Wooten, Lance Reyetaya Wiley, Bachelor of Criminal Justice and Bachelor of Arts, Annabelle Marie Jan, Chi Chin, Athena Rose Harvey, Bachelor of Criminal Justice, Sophia Lily Anderson. Samantha Ormond. Llewellyn Andrews. Grace Antonia Black. Nicholas Graham Boardman. Hannah Reese Bowdon. Olivia Grace Breckenridge. Olivia Armand Brodkin. Charlotte Rose Brandy. Tegan Rose Buckley. Amy Rebecca Buckmaster. Keegan Malcolm Keynes. Olivia N. Cannon. Jessica Van Klapcott. Heather Marie Darby. Emma Catherine Elston. Lucy Adrian Fakwa. Thomas Michael Flanagan. Angela Zhang Juicy Fuller. Emily Kate Garden. Haley Marie Gardiner. Brooke Mackenzie Gleason. Benjamin Joseph Hull. Nathan Joseph Kuhnhalt. Lucia Nice Hamilton. Dominic Oliver Hans. Angelina Emily Hardy. George Anna Birenham. Savat Siad Hussein. Grace Marilyn Johnston. Olivia Leah Keith. Orion Cowrie Logopati. Georgina Sienna Lovell. Hannah Rose Lucas. Lucy Caitlin McDonald. Brooke Elizabeth Martin. Lydia Elliott McCartney. Jessica Margaret McDonald. Madison Rose McLaren Harrison. Greta Caitlin Mikkel. Mackenzie N. Miller. Jane Michaela Mulligan. Georgia Phoebe Payne. Rena Janice Rauhi Pearson. Charlotte Olivia Pollard. Montana Samantha Potter. James Eden Quint. Sarah Elizabeth Quint. Rafaela Kaurangi Riley. Chloe Emily Saunders. Michael James Scanlon. Chloe N. Seelan. Kisiana Nairi Stringleton. Emma Georgia Simpson. Kisa Isabel Transon. Toby Andrew Tremont. Ben Malcolm Turner. Lily Thorpe Waits, Jake Thomas Walker, Phoebe Margaret Walker, Olivia Lee Wallace, Connor Desmond Bobby Walsh, Raven Savannah Ashley Warrell, Marcus Stephen Webber, Charlotte Della Weston, Georgia Elizabeth Williams Freeman, Holly Shannon K. Human, Sarah Elizabeth Young, Certificate in Criminal Justice, Jovelyn Tungal Boris, Ben Alexander Eastwood, Oliva Matuzia Mati, Victoria N. Smith.
Assembled guests, it is my pleasure to now introduce today's honorary doctorate recipient, Sir Graham Pankhurst, as our guest speaker. As you heard earlier, Sir Graham has had a highly distinguished legal career. After completing his law degree at the University of Canterbury, he went on to hold a number of impressive roles. He's been a Crown Solicitor, a Queen's Counsel, and a High Court Judge. Interestingly, during his time as a student at the University of Canterbury, he served on the Student Body Council. It is my pleasure to invite our guest speaker, Honorary Doctorate Sir Graham Pankhurst, to the lectern.
Tēnā kouātou, tēnā kouātou, tēnā kouātou kātou. Firstly, I wish to thank all those at the University of Canterbury who have played a part in offering and assisting me in obtaining this honorary doctorate. The invitation came as a total surprise to me. I paused, reflected, consulted Jill, my wife, and then reminded myself that a career I had loved was due to be helped. I had received and the standards met at this university. Something that 3 other Pankhurst siblings had experienced some years before me. Hence, not just me, but my family are indebted to the University of Canterbury. Graduates, my task is to deliver the graduation address and provide some inspirational comments to you. This is going to be quite a challenge. This afternoon, you have taken an important step, one that will likely define your working years, whether you are lawyers or graduates in one or more of the wide range of options provided by the UC Business School. The fact of your graduation will invite respect, perhaps even power when you become employed. Your work will bring you into contact with people of all ages, experience and resilience. Many of them will feel out of their depth, or at least uncomfortable, in having to seek advice from you as a professional person. How should you respond is the question. With these matters in mind, I want to think about 2 words. They are empathy. A word defined in my dictionary as, quote, the power of understanding and entering into another person's feelings, while the other word, my second word, is respect. I will return to these two words and their importance shortly. The university I came to from Reefton in 1956 was rather different to the one you people have experienced. The law faculty students remained at the Arts Centre in the heart of the city, while almost all other students had already moved to Ilam. The faculty was not large, but was undergoing change. In previous times, most law students had worked part-time for law firms and only attended lectures before and after work. And lectures, can you believe, were provided by busy practicing lawyers, not qualified teachers. Fortunately, however, by 1965, our class did have the benefit of full-time lecturers, supported by a few lawyers who provided lectures on specific matters. The Arts Centre proved to be a convenient campus that provided all the requirements needed for study. But it also enabled students to enjoy the shops, the movies, and even a few friendly pubs that were so nearby. New Zealand was embroiled in the Vietnam War, but otherwise the country was in fairly good shape. Farm products earned good returns, and can you believe the judgment subsidised a portion of students' costs? With holiday jobs and subsidy, it was possible to avoid borrowing, and once we had graduated, obtaining jobs was not too difficult. Regrettably, however, when I look back at the enjoyable time and fun I had at university, the one disappointing feature was the absence of female students. Men simply dominated, save for a few young women. Thankfully, this deficiency has now been largely addressed to the benefit of the country. Experience over many years has brought home to me how essential it is to have women in all aspects of the law, and no doubt in all other fields where those two words, empathy and respect, are so important. Respect is a relatively simple concept, but those dictionary words that I've already mentioned, the power of understanding and entering into another person's feelings, certainly help to remind the meaning of empathy. Soon after becoming a judge, I attended a conference for new judges. In a lecture on sentencing practice, the speaker commented that judges simply have no choice but to disclose even the most heinous actions of an offender in order to justify a sentence that is about to be imposed. But then wisely added, hearing these actions in an open court would be very brutal for the offender. The speaker then continued by suggesting that if at all possible, judges should always strive to emphasise at least one positive relating to the offender, because positive may become the spark to him or her rehabilitation. Thinking about it, the speaker's suggestions brought empathy into the minds of many judges, Not a bad achievement, eh? It may not surprise you to hear that the speaker was a woman. Her name is Coral Shaw, now Dame Coral. She was once a teacher, then a judge, and recently the commissioner who led the Royal Commission into Abuse in Care, which was the longest and perhaps the most difficult Royal Commission New Zealand has experienced. Dame Coral is a woman and a judge for whom people have great respect. Her thinking assisted me one day in the course of a jury trial. It was a drug case. Members of a gang had sold various drugs to people until a police raid led to multiple arrests. Somewhat later, 17 people were charged with offences. At the trial for which I was responsible, it became obvious that 17 defendants was too many in a single courtroom. Members of the public, chosen to be on the jury, showed concern on learning that so many defendants were to be under the control of only a limited number of prison guards and police officers. A few days into the case, tension remained evident when I had occasion to speak to a young Maori defendant in the presence of the jury. I spoke and he responded, but also added that I had pronounced his Maori name badly. He then told me the correct pronunciation. I panicked a little, thought a little, and then said, "You are quite right. My pronunciation was awful." I then apologised to him and also said, "I will get it right next time." I then turned to the other defendants and said, "Should this happen to any of you, please feel free to tell me." At that point, my perception was that the tension had lessened a little and the word respect had prevailed. But maybe I was dreaming. However, we did finish the case. The jury returned sensible verdicts, and a few weeks later, I imposed sentences without any awful pronunciations. So respect too has value, even in the courtroom, and no doubt in all the workplaces you may encounter. Graduates, thank you for your patience. I hope my words have been of some help to you. I wish you the best wishes to each of you in the course of your various careers. The university, thank you again to those who saw fit to offer me the honour I have received this afternoon. I confess I felt humbled upon looking at the calibre of other recipients who have received doctorates from the University of Canterbury. Thank you also to the women who have guided me through the steps required to arrive today. Your tolerance and help has been much appreciated by me. Thank you.
Assembled guests, please join me in once again expressing our appreciation to Sir Graham for inspiring us and for reminding us of the importance in our professional lives of two qualities, empathy and respect. Thank you. On behalf of the University of Canterbury, to all our graduates, our hearty congratulations. We are confident with the qualification from this university that you are equipped to succeed in your chosen next steps. In addition to that formal qualification conferred upon you, over the time that you've been a student, you have acquired many skills, such as meeting deadlines, managing your workloads, and very importantly, succeeding under pressure. In recognizing your achievements, I too wish to acknowledge the contributions of those who have supported you throughout your studies, your whānau, friends, and of course your lecturers and all the staff at the university, including those who may have done so quietly in the background. For us as a university, this graduation week is historic, as we are celebrating the largest cohort of graduates, almost 3,000, in our 152-year history. It is a milestone for us at the University of Canterbury. And as a graduate of 2025, each of you graduates has helped us make history. And you will forever be part of our history. Thank you. In whatever you do and wherever your life's journey takes you, I urge each of you to use all you have learned during the time you have spent with us. Use that well to pursue your goals and also to ensure that, as our speaker, Sir Graham, has reminded us, that you do so with empathy and respect. Very importantly, you will have an opportunity to shape the history of tomorrow. Our very best wishes to you and, very importantly, for your families too. As your journey continues, we will trust that you will take with you many memories of your time with us. And as our Pro-Chancellor said, we look forward to seeing you at one of our many alumni events which we host locally and abroad. Assembled guests, we have now come to the end of our formal proceedings. We will sing Gadi Hamas, the words of which can be found in the back of your programs. Assembled guests, I also ask that as a way of honoring the achievements of our graduates, that you please stand if you're able, and then to continue standing while the academic procession and our graduates leave this auditorium. Thank you. Kia kaha, kia ora, good afternoon.